On this topic of crazy talk, we're going to talk about the nasty word, war, right now. Okay guys, unfortunately we live in a politically correct era, and with social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, we are all getting out there and consuming content and putting out content to share and to build this community of gaming. Now, why am I using the word gaming? Okay, now this is going to be interesting because it is a controversial topic, but it's part of the growing pains of YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. These companies have not yet realized that they are alienating a large market of people who have money to spend on their advertisers, and they will eventually come around. It's just a matter of time, but we've got to get past this politically correct nonsense of using the word war, right? Like, we can't use war gaming. And if any of you guys are fans of Beasts of War, which I have been for, 6 years now, is that they're slowly phasing out the Beasts of War, and they're going with on tabletop. Why is that? Well, Warren addressed that recently in one of their Saturday broadcasts, and the reason is they believe a lot of the shadow banning is occurring because they use Beasts of War, and the algorithms that Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter are targeting those phrases and those words. Because let's face it, a lot of the times it's not necessarily a person saying, oh, someone's got something on here about war. I don't like war. We need to get rid of war. Obviously, no one wants war, right? So a lot of the titles I will be using moving forward, I'm going to have to start using other words beside the word war, right? We had an instance a year or so ago, Joe Veltray of Acceptable Casualties let me know about this, and I had not even thought about it. I never knew this was an issue. Thanks, Joe. But it was the Flames of War. Apparently there was a Islamic group, militant type group, making videos and putting them on YouTube called Flames of War. So I noticed all of a sudden at that time I was under 500 subscribers, and you could still monetize your channel for advertising. And a lot of my videos were getting pulled down and blocked because it said Flames of War in the title. So for a while there, and you look back at some of my older videos, it says Flames of War, and in parentheses it says game, right? How ridiculous. And that was because of an algorithm. They came up with a computer program that hunted down that phrase and was pulling videos down based on anything that had Flames of War in the title. So I started using a little twist to kind of get around the algorithm, and after I did that, there was no more problems. I think they have since straightened it out, because I have put videos up that say Flames of War in the content or the title, and they have not been blocked or pulled down. So I think we're past that, but I am aware of what Warren from Beasts of War is talking about. I totally agree with him. We have to be sensitive here moving forward with the terminology we're using for gaming. Instead of saying war gaming, we're going to start using gaming. That'll let the videos get spread out amongst possible subscribers and possible viewers, and spreading the hobby that we all love, and we want to get younger people into this hobby from being shadow banned. So let me know in the comments below if you've got experience being shadow banned, if you have a channel, if you have any content that you've had pulled down, strikes, negative comments, because guys, war is really about the struggle between good and evil, okay? The question is, this guy over here thinks he's good, this guy over here thinks he's good, this guy thinks this guy's evil, this guy thinks this guy's evil. You know, I don't know with our human nature if we're ever going to get past that. And as a guy who deals with homeowners for a living, I can tell you that neighbors can't even get along with neighbors, let alone countries get along with other countries, and all the nuances of their their industry and their money and all the things that go on with literally a million people over here and millions of people over here, and their interests not aligning. But I can tell you that we need to respect other people's beliefs, even if we don't agree with them, because that boils down to your individual culture, okay? And we've got to respect that. I know other people out there don't want the topic war and guns and cannons, and these are hot topics they don't want, bandied about on the social media platforms. But the reality is that is part of history. We can't get around it. We have to understand history. We really have to get a grasp on history so that we can understand what's happening today in today's world. And it's amazing to me always when I do my research and I'm going back and I'm still always learning more about history. It's just infinitesimal what there is to know about history. You've got professors out there who have PhDs in one specific type of history. They're specialists in, let's say, Revolutionary War or War of Independence. That's their whole specialty. They've got an entire career based on just this one sliver of history. So it's infinitesimal, but one thing I find as I research various topics and do my string history is that a lot of the stuff we see going on today, folks, is nothing new. These things have been going on for centuries, okay? Bias in the press is nothing new. Just ask Ben Franklin and anyone who is involved with the press back in the Revolutionary War, the War of Independence, the Civil War. The word we use is propaganda. Guys, this stuff has been going on since Plato, okay? And you find out as you learn more about history that this is nothing new. Chill out. Yes, is it fun, some of the things that goes on in the world, the bad things that go on? Of course it's not. It's human nature. It's the struggle of good versus evil. It's probably always going to be with us, and it helps me anyways realize that I just need to chill out. I need to focus on the things I have control over and focus on my hobby and focus on my job and focus on my family, because a lot of these things that are going on is just static. It's always been there. It probably will always be there, right? So just some food for thought, guys. Let me know in the likes and comments below, or like the video, comment below on how you feel about what is going on with all this shadow banning, right? So you may be a liberal-minded person, you're laissez-faire. I may be more traditional, old-fashioned in my approach to life. That's okay as long as your interests don't conflict with my interests as it pertains to me feeding my family and doing my hobby time, right? I could care less what you do. If you want to cover your body in tattoos and have rings all over your face and your body, I could care less. Go for it. But don't go out and tell me I can't live my traditional old school lifestyle, because I tell people all the time, hey, I'm just an old soul, okay? I just like old school ways of doing things, right? I believe in just stick with what's tried and true, okay? So again, comment below. Let me know what you think about this topic. And going forward here on the channel, you're going to notice on my topics and my descriptions, I'm going to be avoiding the topic war, and even my black powder, I'm going to be calling it black powder gaming, right, as the title, because I really believe that there's some serious shadow banning going on based on these code words, right? Code words. So yeah, so we got to work with it until they get this all sorted out. Like I said, the social media is going to come around because the bottom line is they have to make money. They have to pay their employees. They have to satisfy their advertisers. And people who are into war games and maybe are gun enthusiasts or are interested in X, Y, or Z, those are people that have money to spend on the products that they are selling on their advertising. It's plain and simple. And sooner or later, the bottom line will dictate freedom in social media. Finally, we'll have true freedom in social media, except for obviously you don't want to be having people threaten people, say I'm going to come and kill you. Obviously we don't want that on this in social media. But as far as people's interests and viewpoints and things that are legal and are legitimate, then they'll allow that to be reign free. So hang in there, keep your chin up, and everything's going to be okay. See you next time.